Welcome to How Hard Can It Be? I'm Phil Murphy. This is a Nauticus 27 foot. We are currently working on the inside of the boat. John is behind the camera. Say hello.
Hello.
We are on episode 36. So, Exhibit A is Exhibit B. We'll start with the small one. Why are we going to start with the small one? Just to get me into the swing of making what we've got to make, which is starting to framework the inside of the boat to make the toilet area, or what, I've forgotten what's it called in a boat? I keep forgetting these technical boat terms.
Day head.
A day head. A day head. Yes.
Bathroom.
Bathroom in our world. That's it. Anyway, there we go. So as you can see, we've got the 70s look. Yes. But we want to turn the 70s into the year 2000. So we will start with renovating one of these to this to start with, just to get me into the swing of this week. And then we'll make framework for this. This is not going back on the boat, so don't panic. This is going to be a template for the new stuff. And why? Because over there, pan over John, we have a selection of woods. And these woods are eventually going to go on the boat. They've been there for years, but not for much longer, because we're sticking at it. So, without further ado, we're going to go, oh no we won't. It's a lovely day. I've cleared everything out. We will work in this area.
Would you like to tell them what that is?
That is those little circular items that go on the ceiling parts where the air vents are. So that is what these are. And I did that as a trial and I thought that looks really good. So I thought I'll include this in the previous episode, but because it was so long, I decided to do it at the very beginning of this episode, which is number 36. So that's what we're going to do to start with, and then we shall move on. So I'll get everything out. But before we do that, you know the dance, don't you? Play it. Welcome to Nauticus 27 foot school on how to turn that from that to that by doing this. Obviously I've done a little bit of work. It's a bit like Blue Peter. Here's one I did earlier. All I did was get a piece of waste, which, as you can see, I've plenty of. And I chopped a piece out and I stuck overnight a piece of oak ply to the existing one there. Left it overnight, so I need to drill a hole. So I've got the drill, I've got my cutter there, I've got the finger tool, I've got a clamp because I'm sure I'm going to need that. I've got that so I can drill through. More importantly, I use some Gorilla Glue because it does stick very well. So, first things first, nice, it's slightly proud of the original because I'll file that down, because I've obviously got to file that down as well once I get drilling, which I will do right now. I'm trying to think where I did it last time. Oh yes, I know, I did it near the end. Like so. And then I can get the jig into it and then shuffle my way around, get as close to that pencil line as possible without spelching too much, because that's the face is going to be able to see, which is going to be like that. And as you can see, that one there's no spelching, it's quite nice. Yes, you do see ply that way, but I thought if I give that a coat of something, it will look quite nice. That's my theory anyway. So right, I'm going to do a bit of jigging around now. It's a bit fiddly, I grant you that, but it's well worth it in the end. I can't remember if I did it. Now, take your time, there's not a race. So long as you get it right first time, everything should be good. Now, I'm not saying for one moment you'll be able to see what I'm doing. You can get an idea of what I'm doing. It is a bit fiddly, but it's fine. So long as you just take your time and cut it as best you can, and then you can file off the rest, like I did with the first one. Which hasn't really worked. However, I might be able to disguise that by sticking it into the vise and filing it round. We'll see how we go.
2-1.
Right, so as you saw, it was quite ugly looking. So basically what happens now is you can see that the ply is still greater in size to the original. So what I did with the first one, and as you saw it was very neat, is I filed down to the level of the old one, so it's a nice neat finish, so it's flush. So all I did was basically place that in my vise. In fact, I'll do it that way so then you can see me filing it off. And I use a coarse half round wood file just to take off the ply. I'm sure there's machines that'll do all this, but I haven't got those, so do it by hand. So I'm getting to the point now where I'm touching the original, and then basically I use a smoother file just to clean that edge off. And then I finish it off with a bit of coarse paper. Round off the edges and take all the bits off. But you get the picture. Looks a lot smoother, doesn't it? Well, in fact, there you go. You can see the one that I've done looks better. So I just basically go around, make it all good, and then I get a finish like that, like the other one. So that's what I'll do. I'll crack on, and I'll see you after I've finished it. Okay. So I've got it aesthetically. I mean, it's still a little bit to do, just to make it that little bit rounder in certain spots. You know, it's just, you know, take your time, just get it to how you want to have it looking. And then the next stage from that is, once you've got that bit done, then it's the exterior that you need to do as well. And as you can see there, the ply is slightly proud of the original. So I just need to file that down again, get it as smooth as that, give that a light sanding, and then give it some Danish oil. And then that's another one done. And then I've just got one to go, because there's 3, isn't there, in total?
There are.
Right, well, there should be 3. I can't find the original one, so I might have to even make one properly. So there we go. So that would take care of that. So what shall we do now? Move on?
Let's move on.
Right, okay. Okay, so after a quick clean, I'm going to do the final stage, which is take it from that colour to that colour. And you all know by now what we do.
He loves his Danish oil.
I do love my Danish oil. I do. And I'm not going to do the edges because, like I say, I might paint those. I have seen them like that before, and it does look quite nice. Just to take the tone of the dark and the light, because it obviously looks like you've laminated 2 together. But I've seen where some people have used a gloss of something that looks really neat. I'll mask it all out. I'll show you in the next episode or whatever. But for now, we've got one more to make, and then they're ready to go on the boat. But I was going to put them on the boat, but I don't think we're going to do that, because we have got reasons that there may be some adjustments up there that we may have to do. So for now, that's another one complete, and I'll make the final one, and then we'll move on to the next bit, which is of course making framework and getting the side panel looking like a very nice piece of oak.
For the day head.
For the day head, yes. So we'll have a little coffee break, or is it tea, or is it soup in your instance? And we will be back. And when we're back, we shall crack on. See you shortly. Right, welcome aboard once again. As you know, this episode revolves around this area of the boat. And just prior to us filming, I had quite a lot of work that I needed to do to the floor area, because somebody had obviously over the years cut a huge hole out of this area, which did compromise the strength of the floor. It was dipping quite a lot. Now, I'm not so sure what sort of flooring I'm going to put down. As you know, I used to be in the flooring trade, so I would like to put something quite nice down and something that I could do myself, albeit whether it's going to be vinyl or whether it's going to be a hard flooring of some type or tiling. I still, at this stage, I don't know. But I needed to rectify the floor. That has been done. As you can see, there's a bit of a patch there which needs to be coated with something. But there is going to be a 9mm ply going over the top of it, which I've templated it out. You'll also notice there's a hole there. I'm leaving that hole for now as it is, because once I show you the next bit, you'll understand why my thoughts are like they are. Please ignore that pipe that's coming out from the side of the boat. That is obviously a sink waste pipe that could still stay there. I'm not so sure, but I'll discuss with you where I think the sink's going to go. So what I'll do is I'll just place this. So I've got to the stage of making this floor nice and sound. That is as solid as a rock now, so that's good. Then I templated out this 9mm ply, which just snugly fits over there. I've left it slightly short there because naturally we've got a huge section of wood to go in here, which has got to support this end of the boat as well. and keep the weather out, obviously, because it's not a complete walkthrough. So that goes there, and the floor now is really solid. So the next bit is I've already started cutting out sections of wood as supports for the wall that's going this way, and I can just demonstrate to you, they are a snug fit. That's basically how I'm going to have it, like so. Obviously I need to plumb it up, what have you, but you get the idea. I probably need to trim that one a bit more, John, that to get it snug, but that's roughly where that one's going to go. So, and that can be bolted to this section that's already on the boat. There's no fiberglassing really that needs to be done. I can coach bolt that to that, so that's going to be a sturdy frame. And then a bit of 3x2. It's probably go overkill using 3x2, but it's what wood I've got. I might as well use what I've got because wood's so expensive these days. So that section's going to be there, and obviously we're going to
A little stud wall.
a little stud wall, yeah, put some noggins in there, and then that will be faced with that section. I don't know whether, did I show them the old section? No, I didn't offer it up. Doesn't matter, because once we've got this stage done and we've noggined it up, then I can then offer that. There's no point really, because
We've seen it.
oh, we've seen it, have we?
You tell them you're going to use it as a template.
Fantastic. Right, yeah. So I've managed to find everything that revolves around this area as templates. So it should be quite simple to use those and cut the plies out, which are all down there. And then we can then roughly trim them all in. So that's what this is the stage that we're at now. So we're going to noggin these up, and then we've got to fathom out what type of a door we're going to have here. I quite fancy, rather than having a door going in, because the sink, I'm thinking, should go here. I've got the sink, you've not seen it. It's only a small oblong one, and I think it'll fit just quite nicely there. And that's where I'm thinking, you know, the hole that's just underneath this, where my foot is, we can pull the pipes through, because we've got a tank at the front end of the boat. We can pull the pipes through from that side, which is where the old ones are at the moment. We're going to renew those pipes, and then we can put a T-junction into the kitchen area, and then we can come across and then come up here, and then we've got water for the sink. So that's the theory for that. And I thought we'd have a sliding door rather than an opening door going in and hitting that. I thought it'd be quite nice to have a door that sort of slots in itself.
Genius.
Going that way. Yeah?
Yes.
And maybe you could have a mirror there as well.
Why? You like a mirror, don't you?
Well, I like a mirror to see whether, mind you, it's only a thin mirror, it'll get you in. I'd have to do myself in two halves. Yeah, I'm all right that way. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I'm all right that way. But there, that's what I quite like the idea of. Toilet-wise, I don't know what to put in. I don't know whether to get, I mean, it's not the subject that I like talking about. I mean,
we don't need to discuss that.
No, but toilets, I mean, how far do you go? I mean, I'd love one that flushes and stuff, but
Don't say how far do you go.
well, it's, yeah, how far do you go? Do you get one of these like boxes that you just shove in a corner and use that, or do you get a flush one, but then you've got to figure out how to have a flush system out, and it's obviously it's on the same level, so the toilet would have to be high up, and the tub that takes the waste would have to be lower still. So I don't know. That's something that we're going to have to address.
If you have any ideas on that,
Yes.
send them to Nauticus27ft@mail.com. woodworking.com.
Well, remembered, I'd forgotten that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's the work that we're going to crack on with, and you'll see us. You'll see me putting it together very shortly. So we'll get cracking. Okay, so we're on to a bit where I didn't think we'd need to do yet, but we clearly have to do it, because thinking about it, it was a question of how do we get the bulkhead into position if we've got all the framework for the bathroom done, or the head in this instance. So we've got to put a new bulkhead in first, and this is why we're down here. We've got a sheet of 19mm hardwood ply, which was I bought, as you know, many years ago. I've got 2 sheets of that, and it's replacing the old one, which is perfect. We've had this up on the boat, and it fits really snugly, so we're going to cut this new one out from this template here, and the original one was 15.5mm, I think, from memory. Yeah, 15.5mm. So we're going a slightly thicker, and I think this one it'll just strengthen it up that bit more. So we're going to cut this one out, and then we're going to offer it up to the boat, and we'll take it from there. I think we're going to use the jig for this, don't you?
We're going to see some progress today.
Yes, we are indeed. So that's what we'll do. Okay.
Let's get at it.
That's a curve.
Feels as though it's gone around something.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you do.
But was that around something that's no longer there? I suppose I could cover it up. I don't know. What do you think I should do?
No, because we're just bringing it back down. I'll go and have a look.
Are we running?
It's still running.
Ah, good. Slight technical hitch.
There's nothing there at the moment.
Is there not? Right at the bottom, there's nothing there. So one would imagine it would be a pipe of some
There's
sort.
that pipe there,
Is it?
which is wedged up.
Ah, right, okay. Well, that would, I assume, we'd need to do that again then. So,
I would think.
right, I'll cut around it. Yeah, okay. There was all it basically was there was a section here that looked like it had broken off when we were trying to push it into position, but it's obviously an area where it's deliberate, so we shall incorporate that in it. So you'll probably notice that I'm just going to that fiberglass line because it's slightly, this bulkhead was fiberglassed to the side of the boat and everything else that went with it. So I'm going to take it to that. We can always trim it off if necessary. And it really did sneak snugly, didn't it? We had a job getting that to fit. No.
Don't set me off.
Don't set you off, indeed. It's
How
a
tight was it?
family show. Right, okay. Right, so that's level, because this is where obviously the door's going to go. So I've made a template out. So we're going to, the next bit is to cut it out, Jay. So I'm absolutely good to go. Yeah, I am. Wow. That was not easy to get.
It's a substantial bit of wood.
Jesus.
This. Okay.
Right. So we'll carry that back over there. Heck. That was a beast. Fingers. Whew. I'll tell you what, folks, you've no idea how heavy that was. That was heavy. Right, so it's in a more manageable piece now. Lovely jubbly. I mean, that's slightly fatter there, but I'm not bothered about that because... So we've just got the these bits to do now. It should be more manageable. Okay, so I'm just going to go round with the finger file just to take the burr off the off these edges, because when we put the old one in, as I said to you, it was an extremely tight fit, and because it's been off the boat for 5 years, it like bows like that, and when it bows the top section, it's extremely difficult to push that up and to get this bulkhead in. So if I take these edges off, I don't want to break down the each individual sections that have been glued on this ply. So I thought in my head I shall just take off these edges.
I've already got one.
Right, welcome aboard. We are now squeezing that into a very tight area. So we're going to use, would have been nice to have used a rubber hammer mallet, but I haven't got one. In fact, I'll just have a quick look in here before. No, I haven't got one, but I'm sure this will be fine.
The persuader.
Yes, the persuader. So John is going to lift the roof ever so slightly, because we need to. That'll relieve the pressure off the top of here, because the last of the one that I took out was extremely tight fitting. So we need to do the same in reverse. So ignore the bangs and the clatters. We're going to get it shoved into place.
Okay.
So I'll get down here, John, I think.
You ready?
Yeah. It doesn't need to go all the way, does it?
No, it's not far off.
Why not?
There it is. This top needs to go across, actually.
Hey?
This top isn't in properly.
Oh, top, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Right. Wow. Wow.
Well, that was a bit of stroke of genius.
How did you do that?
I don't know.
Right, so it needs to go.
So we need to go that way now, don't we?
Yeah.
Lovely jubbly.
You don't need me, do you?
Not really, no. Well, you can. I can't see what I'm doing there, so it is extremely tight.
Same thing at the bottom.
No, I need to. Oh, go on then. I think I'll be better just using this. Use the big one. That's extremely. It's not going anywhere, that, Jay. So that tells me that at the bottom or the top.
Well, do you want? It's not actually flush here. Let's try it again.
I can tell by the tone of it. Well, the most important thing is keeping the roof up level. What's the level like with your Spirit on the top? I'll tell you another way. Check to see if there's we need a piece. Here you are. See how much dip is in the. You might have to jump onto the top of there. I want you to see if there's a gap, if it's the boat's like that underneath that piece of wood, if you know what I mean.
Well, you can't do it like that because there's a ridge on the
Yeah, I
front.
know, that's why I want you to just jump onto there.
I'll just jump all over the place.
Yeah, just be careful. That's a cut edge, so you can't use that. Does the boat look like it has to go up? That's what I'm on about.
Well, it does actually.
So it still needs to go up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good, but it's just too tight. Let me have a look at this here. I think it might need a bit off the bottom here. I think it needs a bit off here, John.
Okay.
I don't know. See, it's not touching the floor there.
No, it never was.
No, but the original one. Oh, was it not?
No, we took a piece
No,
out.
I didn't. Oh, yes, we did. Yes, you're right. Sorry, that's correct. Unless I'm not hitting it hard enough to get it in.
Let's just get it in.
Well, it's a question of whether I don't want to boat it because it won't be straight. Do you know what I mean?
That's going under there.
How's it going that way?
Yeah, it's great.
Did it go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Forget the top for a minute.
Ah, that's it. Something just released.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
It's going.
It is.
Good.
The whole
Okay.
thing just settled then. I think you got past the pinch point.
Right. Okay.
So, just put it in there.
Let's need a new piece of wood.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just check this. See which way I need to. So there's a long way to go yet.
Right. Well, it's plumb here. It's plumb
Yeah.
on this side.
Yeah.
And that is going to change anyway.
All right. So there's still a long way.
Apparently there isn't a long way to go. See?
Yeah. That's plumb, isn't it, virtually? I just need to tap it at the top.
Yeah, needs a little bit at the top. Those cables okay?
Yeah. They're fine.
So a little bit at the top. And that's flush with there, with the boat here.
Perfect. Perfect, lad. I think we're in.
We're actually
Look at that. How snug's that at that end?
We're actually in.
Look. I'll tell you what, guys.
The plan comes together.
Yeah. That's a snug fit, that, lad.
Excellent.
Have we got a gap behind there?
Yep.
Huh.
All the right amount.
And does this piece bow? No. No. It doesn't bow. Well, I'm well chuffed with. Oh, it does a slight bit there, but I can bring that just by about a mil. But that's cool. That is a lot stronger. If anything, do you think it has to go to there?
No.
And then it gets screwed into there?
No, because it needs to be flush to the outside of the boat.
Oh.
To the superstructure here.
Right, well, do you know what was there? I remember now. These are the little clippets coming back. There was a tiny little wood fillet on this side where they must have screwed to it because this was all...
Screw holes all the way along here.
Yeah, it was cement. Well, those screw holes were a nice piece of teak or something that was just a face there because you used to, every time you climbed down the stairs, you would hit your head on it. So
right.
There was always something there. But if you look here, Jay, look at that. The cement or... In fact, there, look, there's ply there.
Yeah.
So they've obviously had something. Oh, that could be the ply of the bulkhead.
Well, that's only an eighth.
So we need to...
And we've got an eighth there anyway.
We can screw... Well, actually, we can screw that way.
Yeah.
Can't we? Into there. That's great. Great. Sorry, I was having a debate with John, but this is how we need to do it. That's really good. I'm very chuffed with that. That looks remarkable. Just flick the camera that way so it just shines on it.
Well, the camera's behind you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the lights, you mean?
Onto that. Yeah.
And do you know where that's going?
Nowhere.
It's going nowhere.
You're right. It's going nowhere.
It isn't going anywhere.
Right. Well, let's not soak ourselves in too much glory because we've still got a lot to do.
Yeah, come on, pleasing, right?
So what we've got to do now is we've got to trim this floor because this is now in place. So there's a little bit of a trimming go. It needs to go. So then that piece that we put down, that needs to go into place. So that's part of the jigsaw. That's gone in as faster than I thought it would. Tremendous. And then we can then make some progress. So that's what we're going to do. You're the noggin king. You're going to be doing some noggins. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Go.
Right. Okay. So we've got this piece in. That's nicely tucked in there. Solid as a rock. That's brilliant.
Do you know where it's going?
Nowhere.
It's going nowhere.
It's going nowhere. So the next piece that's going nowhere is the first nog, which is this bit down here. And what I decided to do was, if there's an emergency, I do like to be able to unscrew things and take things out. So I made some little brackets while I was waiting for John this morning. Just some right-angled aluminium, nothing special, not much strength in them, but they will do exactly what I want them to do, and that is hold that into position like so. And this one here, which is the most important one, because this has to be absolutely straight as a die, because everything will work off that and the one at that end as well. So I'm going to just put a couple of screws in there.
And some glue.
No, I'm not going to glue.
All right.
Because I want to be able to unscrew it, and I think it'll be absolutely fine. So put a screw in there. That's better. Right, Okay, so we've got that bit in next. I think the next bit to put in is this bit. Now at the moment it won't be parallel with anything because we haven't got the noggins in up at the top. I might need you for this one, John.
You might need me and the spirit level.
Yeah.
Big spirit level.
Yes. Because I need to have parallel with that.
Which is there. So if I get this parallel, and then you mark them noggin it.
Well, my theory is that if that's flush, I can move this, John. Right. So we don't have to be straight at this stage. Do you know what I mean? As long as I've got both of them in the right place.
Right. Well, it's the parallel. It's the upright that needs to be parallel.
Yeah, which we can do, can't we?
So now you need to measure the noggin in there.
But I've got to screw that in there.
Oh yeah.
If I don't screw that in there, we're not going to get it right.
Now I'm with you. Just trying to make me look stupid.
Not difficult.
Walked into that one.
Yeah. Right. Right, that'll hold it now. So we can work from that now. So the crucial bit, as you quite rightly say, we need to have this straight. So once you say, I've got that straight, we can make the mark. You can make the marks actually. And I'd like you to make a mark there and then make a mark here. Because I'm going to use the side of the boat to get
you
that.
Want this
oh, it wants to be up there, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Are they all in as far as you want them?
Yeah, I think so.